cleaning the bolt holes out here to get ready to put the lifter trays in with the lifters. I'll do the other side now. I'm using GM lifter trays, and I'm also using Melling lifters. I'll be facing my oil holes up on the Melling lifters, so it will go in like this. These two at the bottom, this at the top, my oil holes facing up. I believe that's probably the close to correct way to do it. I'll be using some of this Ultra Slick on the roller itself, and I'll be using a little Freol, maybe a little PB Blaster on the side of the lifters to get them in the holes. I will be pressurizing this whole engine with oil before it goes in, so all the lifters and everything will be already oiled. Alrighty, there's one. Rocking a little bit from side to side, you can feel them go in. And there's two, I think. There we go. There's two. Alright. On to the other side. It's just like this side. I'll come back and I'll put the bolts in to torque in a minute. Well, did you catch that? I put this one in upside down. It wasn't like this one. It was turned over. When I pulled it out, I ended up with 3 lifters coming out and 1 staying in, so I was able to push it back down over the lifter, because these things are designed to, lifters are designed to move up and down inside there. So anyway, I caught it when I was screwing the bolt down. Like I said, I did not lubricate any of the lifter tray bolts, because I did not see anywhere that they needed lubrication, Loctite or anything like that. Sounds like a duck, I know. Noisy neighbor. Oops. On to the other side, and I'll be done with this. I'm going to remove this flywheel, 15 millimeter by the way, so I can view the oil pan a little bit better. And I have to do it anyway because I'm going to replace the rear main seal. So I was able to pull the flywheel off. without having to take the engine off of the stand. And I might, just might, be able to get to the cover bolts the same way. And I might just be able to install the seal. I do not know. Okay, I'm using a milling O-ring, and I'm putting the pickup tube in that hole there. I'm going to use this piece here, and it actually pulls it itself in. I tried pushing it in, it's a no-go. I have to pull it in with this thing here. And then this windage tray, some of these nuts I have on there, they go to 18 foot-pounds, by the way. And this tube has to be on these bolts before you try tightening this in and pulling it down, or simultaneously. And if you do one, you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, try as I might, I was not able to put a screwdriver underneath that ring and press it out or pull it out. I had to put a screwdriver behind the ring, down in here, staying with the metal. You can see the metal is pretty easy. And then get it started that way. And then I was able to, after I got the screwdriver in the ring here, tapped on it a little bit on one side, and I was able to use these screwdriver indents to pop the rest of it out. Now I'm going to put the seal in, see if I can put it in by hand. It was about flush with this rim, if I remember correctly. Okay, I got my rear cover plate cleaned up. I cleaned the crank up a little bit. A little varnish was on it. No rust, no nothing. Came out really good. I just set the oil pan on here, and it's being held on with 4 bolts loosely. I'm using it as a guide more than anything. And here's the plate, the gasket, and the PTFE seal. That was really a pain. I hope it works. I kind of followed the instructions on it and made it flush with the other surface. And I'm going to go ahead and have the bolts hold the gasket on, because the gasket will not stay on by itself. And I'm going to try to work around my engine stand here. Hopefully I won't have to take it off the stand to do this. Okay, I'm able to just barely get my inch-pound torque wrench on this cover plate, and I'm going to do a crisscross pattern, and it'll be 106 inch-pounds. I come out really well right here. I put a straight edge on here, and the only thing that's sticking up maybe a little bit is the gasket. So I will add some more sealer to it, maybe around the inside here. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that will be when I put the oil pan on. So I'm going to go ahead and do the 106 inch-pounds on this, and then move on to something else. My torque wrench will not fit in there, but I was able to do it like a extension on a crow's foot. And maybe it's 106 inch-pounds, but maybe it's a little less or a little more, but it did click. So anyway, I'm going to get to the rest of the bolts. There was only like 4 of them that I could not do, and this this works like a crow's foot extension. Unbelievable. Alrighty, I have my new bolts. There are 6 of them for the flywheel. It takes a 15mm socket, and I'm going to put the flywheel on now. Excuse me, it's a flex plate on a flywheel. And then I'm going to clean the inside out here, a little rust in there. These 6 bolts need to be tightened in torque sequence. These bolts need to be tightened in a crisscross pattern. First pass is 15, second pass is 37, and the third and final pass is 74. I'll have to rotate the engine around just a little bit to get to probably 1 bolt. Go. Okay. Screwdriver. If the flywheel starts to turn, just put a screwdriver in it in one of the holes, and you can get the torque reading that you need. Next pass will be 37, and then I'll go on to whatever I said before, 70 something. Well, I switched over to a larger torque wrench because my digital one is a little short, and I can't really look at it while I'm trying to pull the torque on it. So the clicker style works real good because I know when I'm there. And you gotta have a torque wrench that you trust. But anyway, the screwdriver's still doing its job, and I marked the bolts. 2 lines means I did 2 passes. So this is the 3rd pass. It's going to be at 74, and then the flywheel will be done, and then it's onto the heads. I cleaned up the receptacle there where the torque converter will go, and I put a little lubricator on it. If you didn't know, torque converters, they expand in and out with revolutions, higher revolutions. They balloon, and they actually move in and out of that hole. So, not in and out, but they move a little bit in it. Not a lot, but enough for whatever torque converters need.